doing the 6th? Okay. So the planning on going, we're at the top of the 6th, just so you know. Okay, cool. Right. They'll know, because it's online.
That's why I'm about 8 o'clock. Down 2 seconds, so we're going to have about 30 seconds.
Is that one actually right?
Uh-huh.
Good. You guys gonna do right off the top of 6?
Yes.
6-0?
Yeah, you go ahead, start there, because you got about a few seconds left.
Are you about to go?
Yeah, and Jack will give you the cue.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Fernaris, Assistant District Engineer with the Missouri Department of Transportation. I'm joined this morning with Ben Herzog with the National Weather Service, Corporal Dallas Thompson with the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and MoDOT's District Maintenance Engineer, Bob Becker. We're in the early stages of a multi-day winter weather event. MoDOT urges people to stay off the roads if at all possible, and if you do have to travel, give the snowplow operators plenty of room to work. MoDOT is several hundred employees short across the state, and we are fighting a multi-day storm. All available crews are working 12-hour shifts throughout the day and the night. If you must travel this week, use extra caution. It will take crews longer to clear the roadways and get them back to mostly clear. Anticipate slower travel times and consult the MoDOT Traveler Information Map for current roadway conditions. At this point, I'll hand it off to Ben for a weather update.
All right, so far this morning, rain across the area has switched to a wintry mix, including freezing rain, quite a bit of sleet, and then we're starting to see quite a bit of snow mix into western portions of the metro area, including St. Charles and western St. Louis counties. A little bit more favored toward freezing rain further south toward Jefferson County. In those areas that haven't seen quite so much snow yet, it might not look quite that bad yet, but don't let that fool you. That's going to change. We're going to continue to see that changeover shift further and further south through the day, and it looks like that wintry mix is just going to linger through much of the morning and into the afternoon. The best chances for for the mix to be mostly snow is going to be across western and northern portions of the metro area, with more of that sleet and freezing rain again further to the south. Looks like as we get into this afternoon and evening, we're actually going to see a lull in the precipitation, and it actually might cut off for several hours until we get into the late evening and overnight hours, and that's when we think we're actually going to see the heaviest snow set back up, lasting into the morning rush hour. Again, so don't let that lull fool you this afternoon. In terms of amounts, it looks like we could see total snowfall accumulations of anywhere from 7 to about 11 inches across the metro, with changes depending on where exactly that heaviest wintry mix sets up. So again, we just ask people, try to avoid travel if at all possible, stay home if you can, and continue to monitor the forecast.
Good morning, Dallas Thompson, Missouri State Highway Patrol. I'm assuming if you're up watching this, you probably looked out your window and seen that the winter storm has arrived. Troop C covers a large area, 11 counties. I drove up from the southern part of the troop this morning at that time, 4:30. Mostly rain, roads are just wet, no real issues. Got into northern Jefferson County and into St. Louis County, it started turning over to that sleet, freezing rain mix, started seeing the roadways get a little slushier. If you're further north, Warren, St. Charles County, Lincoln, Pike, a lot of your roadways, a majority of your roadways are already completely covered. So fortunately, I believe all, or at least most of this area schools have closed for the day. So I believe that's really going to help us out with the volume of traffic on our roadways. That'll give MoDOT some room to work, less traffic out there, less opportunity for incidents and crashes on our roadways. So we like to thank our school administrators for doing that, and they're wanting to keep their students and their staff safe and off the roadways during this storm. We got plenty of troopers out working. So far this morning, the call volume has not been too bad, but it is early. I believe we have a jackknife tractor trailer eastbound 44 around Antire. We got crews there. Tow trucks are on the way. Should be clearing that any time. So hopefully people are hearing this and listening to us, staying off the roadways as much as they can today. Stay home if you got the ability to do so. And like I say, just give these guys a lot of room to work. If you have to get out, again, we encourage you to slow down, eliminate all distractions, and give 100% of your attention to the job of driving. Watch for any changing conditions on your roadway. On the way up, I saw some spots, the roads look wet, a little shiny in spots, so it's potential for some ice there. So really pay attention for spots like that. Up here in the more St. Louis area right now, it's already starting to cover up. It's going to be sleet, mixed slush. That slush could be very slick. If you get into some slushy areas on the roadway, it could pull your vehicle one way or the other. So you really got to focus on slowing down and watching the other traffic around you, and just think safety the whole time that you're behind the wheel. So with that, I'll turn it over to Bob Becker.
Thanks. I'm Bob Becker, District Maintenance Engineer for the St. Louis District. We've had crews out all night. They came at 7 o'clock last night, so we were ready getting a treatment down. When this moved in the area somewhere a little after midnight, and we were able to keep that freezing rain pretty much at bay with our treatments out there. Then around 3:30, 4 o'clock, sleet came in pretty heavy, started covering things up. Right now, current conditions on our traveler map, we're showing anything north of 44 is basically covered. And it's mainly sleet, not snow, but it's covered. We couldn't, the treatment couldn't keep up, so we're starting to plow those areas to keep the roads clear as best we can. Conditions are changing quickly. Like I said, these things moving south, so those conditions are changing quickly. If you do have to get out, check our travel information map at MoDOT.org, and it'll get you the latest updates. We have had some incidents out there, like we do on any rush hour, and it's even worse when we have weather conditions like this. Most of them been minor, just single cars and things like that, but it does affect traffic greatly, and if it gets backed up for very long, our trucks can't get around there either, so it just makes conditions worse. So check the travel information map if you can avoid those areas. If you can stay home, that would be good too, but conditions are changing as we go. Like I said, we're working 24/7 till this thing's over. We're going to be doing a shift change here about 7 o'clock, get new crews in, get those others home so they can get some rest, so they can be back tonight to keep this thing, keep everything going. So basically, if you're out and running, give yourselves plenty of room, because conditions are slick in spots out there. Especially watch out for overpasses, interchange ramps, things like that. Those things we don't hit as often because we're taking care of the main line typically, so those things don't hit as often. So those are places you really got to watch out for. Your car's not going to react as it would normally, so give yourself plenty of room. Watch out for our trucks. We're going to be watching out for you. Just give us plenty of room to work so we can get our job done. All right, I'll turn it back over to Michelle.
Again, MoDOT urges travelers to stay off the roads during the winter weather event if at all possible. If you must travel, make sure you have a full tank of gas, you have some blankets, water, food, and remember, stay in your vehicle if you do slide off for your own safety. Check the traveler information map for current roadway conditions, and please give our snowplow operators plenty of room to work. With that, we can take some questions.
Any surprises overnight, or were the conditions what you thought they'd be, or were there surprises at all for your group?
I don't have any, do you?
No, everything went well.
Surprises overnight?
Things did go really well. I mean, just kind of what we expected. The forecast was pretty much on the mark, and we were up ahead of it, and everything went well.
You guys talked about staffing shortages statewide. What does that look like? I mean, are we talking about empty trucks that won't be able to be used because of staffing shortages? I know you say you guys are filling the gaps. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
All resources are being utilized statewide to fight the winter weather event. So all MoDOT workers and equipment are up and running to battle the winter weather statewide. We're resource sharing where available to tackle the statewide storm.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll shut down right here. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will be having another news conference later on this evening. I'm not certain what time yet, but I will send out a media advisory.
Evening, okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Storm's coming.